Today's lesson: building foot speed and endurance. Today you will learn how to strengthen your single bass drum playing using a simple triplet pattern between your hands and feet. This pattern, and ones we'll see in other lessons, have really helped to elevate my bass drum technique. It will help to funk up your grooves and will give you the freedom to play some really interesting bass drum patterns. If you devote serious time and effort to mastering this pattern, you'll be able to increase the control and speed of your single pedal technique. Exercises like this can help to make your single bass drum playing sound almost like double bass drum playing. Ways to practice this pattern. Number 1. Practice this exercise in a variety of tempos from 40 beats per minute to 200 beats per minute and higher if you can. Do this for 4 minutes at each tempo. Strive for a clean triplet at all tempos. Number 2. Play the snare drum part with any sticking. Right hand only, left hand only, alternating right and left, alternating left and right, and hands together. Number 3. Move the snare drum part around the drum set to any other tom or cymbals of your choosing. Improvise which drums to play on. Be creative and open your ears to the different sounds and melodies that you are creating around the drums. For those of you interested in double bass drum technique, stick around and I'll show you how you can apply this exercise to double bass drumming. If you're ready, get your sticks, get behind the drums, and let's get started. Have a look at the pattern. As you can see, it's a repeating triplet pattern between the snare drum and the bass drum. The first beat of the triplet is played on the snare drum, and the second 2 beats of the triplet are played on the bass drum. As you'll see in the video, I am playing this pattern with my right and left hands together, and am moving the hand parts around the drums. Before you try to move around the drums, I recommend learning slowly on 1 or 2 drums until you feel comfortable enough to improvise with different sound sources. Now that you have a basic idea of what the pattern sounds like, the next important thing we need to learn is how to count the rhythm. Counting, and especially counting out loud while you're practicing, is a very important skill. It helps you to focus on the spacing of the beats, and it helps you to know where the main beats are. Get used to counting out loud. It's a very useful tool. So, as you can see in the example, there are 2 basic ways to count this triplet pattern. The count in line A is 1, 2, 3, 4. And the count in line B is 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Have a look at the video and try to count along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4. Once you're comfortable with the pattern at a slower tempo, making sure everything sounds even, it's time to move the tempo up little by little. What I like to do is to practice through the entire range of metronome markings from 40 beats per minute to as fast as I can play the rhythm in control. Creating a sheet like the one you see here is a great practice tool that allows you to physically see your progress. You don't have to practice the entire range of tempos all in one day. Just do as much as you feel like doing. I feel that it's better to spend longer periods of time on an exercise than it is to try and rush through everything. This way, you can focus on control, proper sound, good technique, and speed. In the next 2 video clips, I'll play the same pattern at a slightly faster tempo. The next thing we need to do is to change up your sticking. The word sticking just refers to the hands that you choose to play with. Have a look at the chart. The letters above the notes are the stickings. These stickings tell us what hand will play that note. The letter L is representative of the left hand. The letter R is representative of the right hand. As you can see, there are 5 variations. Speaking of just the hand parts alone, we can see that line number 1 is played by the left hand only. Line number 2 is played by the right hand only. Line number 3 is left, right, left, right. Line 4 is right, left, right, left. And line number 5 is played with both hands together at the same time. Practice these patterns individually at first. Once you gain control, start mixing them up and moving them around the drum set. In the next 2 videos, I will be playing the sticking in line number 4, right, left, right, left. Take a look. Extra practice ideas for those with a double bass drum or double bass drum pedal. Number 1. If you have a double bass drum pedal, switch the bass drum part to the opposite foot. For example, if you started out playing with only your right foot and hands, switch to playing it with your hands and your left foot only. Play at a variety of tempos from slow to fast. Number 2. Play the bass drum part with your double bass drum pedals, alternating left and right foot, or right and left foot. Written examples of these 2 exercises are in the next slide. There is no video example, but just follow the sheet music and be your own guide. Be creative and make up your own ways to practice and play this figure around the kit. For those of you who haven't studied any double bass drumming, I would highly recommend getting started as soon as you can. It will balance out your right and left sides, and it will open up so many more possibilities within your playing, so I highly recommend getting into double bass drumming. So, as you can see in exercise number 1, you are playing the bass drum only with your left foot pedal. In exercise number 2, you're playing left foot, right foot. In exercise number 3, you're playing right foot, left foot. In exercise number 4, you're alternating from left, right to right, left. And in exercise number 5, you're alternating from right, left to left, right. Practice these patterns just as you did with the original pattern. Work hard and try to gain as much freedom around the drums as you can. Just have fun with it all. See you at the next lesson.